Hey guys, I'm going to do a second reaction video, with this one being 5 times people accidentally caught mythical creatures on tape. This was by The Finest, and I am going to count the last one in this video, so if you want to watch the original video in its entirety, the link will be in the description box down below, so it'll take you to this original video. I'm going to make a bit of a prediction and say that it's going to be that number 3 is going to be something to do with Bigfoot, and number 4, so the second video from the first one, is going to show, I'm guessing, something to do with a unicorn, maybe. Let's find. Here we go.
Mythological creatures are a part of all cultures, but surely not all of them are complete fabrications. While some may be a result of stories created to explain mysterious phenomenon or missing people, it's quite likely that some legends are based purely on fact. Just because we haven't any tangible evidence doesn't mean they don't exist. Nowadays, there are so many cameras everywhere.
Yeah, I was going to say, with how many cameras there are in the world, you would have thought at least
in this video,
that at least 3 or 4 cameras would have caught something like that.
Spotted mythical creatures on tape. Before we begin,
yeah, I will say there are more cameras now than there were about 100 years back. So these days you probably would be more likely to, well, a lot more likely to capture something paranormal, or in this case, you're more likely to capture any mythical creatures on camera. But at the same time, because of how advanced technology is now compared to it was 100 years back, it would be more easier for people to fake something like that. So you can sort of understand why there'd be people who'd be skeptical about that sort of thing.
Make sure you hit that subscribe button to get notified every day for more amazing content. With that being said, let's begin. Number 5, Ningen. With so much of the Earth's ocean still unexplored, it's quite possible that there are monsters of the deep that remain undiscovered. Ships everywhere are now fitted with underwater cameras to give them a view of the topography of the seabed so they can avoid any risk of running aground. But sometimes, these camera feeds pick up something completely unexpected. One such video surfaced that was recorded on a Japanese whale research ship in 2006. The footage shows darkness and shadows, as you'd expect, but then something comes into view. At first, you might think it was a creature from Stranger Things, but then it becomes clearer. Rather than being man-made, as the crew initially suspected, it goes on to move in a way that no man-made object does. It's thought to be at least 65 feet long, has a human appearance, and is even suggested to have hands with 5 fingers. It moves in a definite way, so sure.
That'd be kind of interesting. I guess with the Ningen, I guess you could say it's similar to a mermaid in some ways, but also there's a few things that make the Ningen different to mermaids. And in case you're wondering what that ping noise was, that would be the editing program I was using to edit my previous reaction video, in case you're wondering.
Surely is alive, but there's no record of any known animal with these dimensions and ability of movement that's shown here. The ship was off the coast of Antarctica when this mysterious entity was filmed, and the Japanese sailors immediately thought they had seen the Ningen, a mythical, human-like life form that lives in the waters around the White Continent. There have been a number of reported sightings, usually made by whale research ships, and they are often thought to be submarines until they approach closer and see the unusual shape. Ningen are mostly spotted at nighttime, but beyond grainy footage like this, no definitive proof of these creatures has ever been found. Japanese cryptozoologists are convinced that they exist, though, and often refer to them as Antarctic humans. Of course, people have suggested explanations for what this might be. Is it a whale, a squid, or maybe a manta ray? It could even simply be an iceberg. Without being certain, it could easily be a yet-to-be-discovered underwater species of ape or something similar. Until we know more, its true identity will remain a mystery. Number 4. Iceland Worm Monster. This next video is of another legendary underwater creature, the Iceland worm. Sightings of it have been reported for as far back as 1345, and this video from 2012 quite clearly shows a large, long creature swimming beneath the waves. The video is taken from Lake Lagerflöt, a freshwater lake that's filled with runoff from the nearby glacier. The siltation that occurs within the lake means that visibility is extremely poor and has made extensive searches for the monster very difficult. There are legends in the area of people who witnessed the monster outside.
Really? You're gonna use a Scooby-Doo clip?
Around a tree.
No, wait. That was Shere Khan. Please tell me that wasn't Shere Khan. Please tell me that wasn't a clip from the... Oh, no. Shere Khan, you can stay the fuck away from me. Nope. It's a big-ass Titanoboa-like snake.
Around a tree. A number of mysterious occurrences have taken place in the lake.
And that's just creepy.
1983 being especially strange. Contractors were laying telephone cables, and while doing so, they detected a large mass within the water that couldn't be identified. Later, the cable failed, so it had to be removed. To their surprise, they found that the fault in the cable had occurred precisely where this anomaly had been measured. The engineer at the time said this cable was specially engineered so it wouldn't kink. It was wound in several places and badly torn and damaged in 22 different places. I believe we dragged it over the belly of the beast, unless it was through its mouth. The interesting thing about this video is that the object is moving against the current and in a serpentine way. Initially, people assumed it was simply a log or grass getting caught in the flow of water, but it doesn't react the way you'd expect. It's also not the only video claiming to be the worm monster. There are at least 2 more that have been released to the world. So convincing are some of the claims of the worm that the Icelandic government set up a truth commission in 2014 to look into it further. They came to the conclusion that there was no reason to doubt the existence of the creature, and even decided they were sure that the video was genuine. Whatever it is, it surely justifies further investigation.
Yeah, whatever that was that they saw in the water, probably might have been just... if I had a guess, in my opinion, I think it might have just been some debris or something like that. That might have been flown along the water. Such as driftwood or something. And there might have been some rope that might have connected them. I don't know.
To determine exactly what's happening in this lake. It's an ancient place that was formed during the last ice age, so if there ever was anywhere that a large sea creature actually existed, why not here? Number 3.
Why did I tell you? Why did I fucking tell you? Number 3 is probably gonna be a Bigfoot. I swear I did not watch this video beforehand. And this was just a wild guess.
It's been part of American folklore for centuries. It's a human-like creature that lives in forests around the Pacific Northwest and is recognizable by the hairy coat that keeps it warm. There's endless debate about whether Bigfoot actually exists or not, and the search has even spawned a number of investigative TV programs and scientific explorations to gather evidence. So far, these attempts have failed, but could amateur footage reveal the truth? This video from 2016 that was recorded...
Yeah, honestly, I like how there's amateur photographers and videographers. I like how it's amateur photographers and amateur videographers who are ones who can freaking capture footage or photos of Bigfoot, but yet TV shows like Finding Bigfoot don't have a much harder time doing that. since they got a lot of these big ass equipment they have to take with them.
That Wild Horse Lake in Oregon could be the most definitive proof yet. The family are reporting their father as he looks across the water when the boy notices something in the distance. "Dad, what is that?" he
It
shouts and
can
points in the
go the
direction. The camera
distance.
pans and, lo and behold, a Bigfoot-like creature can be seen running across the field.
Maybe it's because
"Wow,
Bigfoot
what
can
is
go the
that?" the man
distance.
shouts before someone suggests it's a bear. It's clearly not a bear, though, because it's walking on 2 feet. He turns to try and take a picture with his camera, but by the time he's aimed in the right direction, the mysterious figure has disappeared into the undergrowth. It's difficult to tell what the creature is from the video because it's so far away, but it certainly fits the description of the legendary Bigfoot. Skeptics have suggested that this is a completely set up video and is, in fact, a person wearing a costume for the sake of the video. While this is absolutely plausible, it's by no means clear either way. People have previously gone to a lot of effort to produce a fraudulent image of Bigfoot, but someday someone is bound to capture it for real. It's not the only sighting in recent time either, and there are numerous pictures of hairy-looking creatures running through the woods. As with all mythical creatures, there's usually a grounded reason for the legend to start in the first place, and we can never be sure that we've found everything there is to discover out in the wild. Perhaps the legend of Bigfoot will go on forever. Maybe someone will actually discover it for real. Or perhaps it's already been spotted, but people are so quick to dismiss evidence that they've overlooked it. Number 2.
Skinwalker.
Skinwalker.
Yeah, I've heard
It's
about them.
not just the Bigfoot that's thought to live in the forests, according to Navajo culture. There's also a creature called a skinwalker,
Yeah,
or a
they're basically
shape-shifting witch. Skinwalkers.
yeah, skinwalkers are basically they're basically people who have the ability to shapeshift into several different animal forms, such as they can, such as a wolf, coyote, crow, um, snake, scorpion, spider, um, eagle, falcon, or something like that. But a wolf and a coyote are the two most common animal forms that skinwalkers will shapeshift into.
Are thought to be healers, using their ability to transform into animals so they can get up close without being detected. The Navajos believe that witches like this are evil and contrary to their values, so there are a lot of teaching about how to control such forces. A real-life skinwalker has never been captured, but this video from January 2017 is the closest anyone may have come. It starts with what looks like a four-legged creature sheltering next to a large rock. As the camera zooms in, it's clear this is no normal animal. It has a hunched back, looks almost human-like as it sits there. As the cameraman tries to get a better angle, the creature gets spooked and runs over the hill. As it does so, it appears to turn into a cat-like creature and vanishes into the rocks of the mountain. Despite searching for it again, there's no sign of it, and the mystery remains. It's clearly not a panther or a dog, which are common in this area and across all Navajo territory in Arizona, Utah, and New Mexico, and so far, no one has a complete explanation of what it could be. Sure, there are some shadow effects taking place here, but the creature that makes its way across the top of the mountain appears to be a very different shape to the one that was stood next to the boulder at the beginning. The Navajo have lived in this area for a long time, and if they're convinced that creatures like this exist, and they are, then who are we to claim anything otherwise? There's plenty that we don't know about this world, and this could very well be one of those things. Since the posting of this video, people have tried to witness another one of these mythical creatures, but have so far come up short. One thing's for sure, if you do ever find one yourself, it would probably be best to stay well clear, because they're thought to foreshadow bad things for those that witness them.
Okay, yeah. I do agree about what was said about the skinwalker. You might wanna be careful if you encounter one because they could because there's a chance that they may not trust you because they might because understand because there's a chance that a skinwalker might think you might want to do harm to them. So like like if skinwalkers were wielders, and like if you choose to believe like any entities like skinwalkers, Bigfoot, that sort that sort of thing. If you choose to believe that they're real, then 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 fair enough. If that's something you choose to believe in, then yeah, there's don't let me stop you from believing in what you want to believe, because everyone's entitled to believe what they want to believe, and such. Yeah. Um, Now, if you want to watch this original video, the 5 times people accidentally spot mythical creatures on tape, and find out what the last one is, the link to this video on the Finest YouTube channel will be in the description box down below. So if you want to click on the link, go for it. And this is Phantom Claw signing out. Goodbye.